Hello everyone, this is L5 and welcome to the Global Metal Toy Review. And today, we're looking at the 2011 release by Hasbro of the G.I. Joe celebrating the 30th anniversary action figure review. And today's action figure review, we're looking at the Wave 4 of the G.I. Joe Renegades of Kurt, quote and unquote, Airtight Schner, the Hostile Environment Specialist. Now I got this straight from eBay by buying the whole set of Wave 4 figures, and each one of them costs around $12 there, a little bit more pricier than the retail pricing, but nowadays eBay has already reduced the pricing for these figures down to $9. A little bit close to retail pricing there, but still, it's alright. Now let's take a look at the front portion of the packaging itself. On one corner here we have the Renegades artwork style of Airtight, very nicely done, and he's fully geared up. Very nice. Inside the plastic bubble we have Airtight figure there, and on one hand, the right hand there, he's holding the shotgun, the left hand he's holding the containment rifle. And here on one corner here is a containment unit. We have an oxygen tank. Behind the figure is a backpack, which is a purification backpack. We have his helmet. This is a tubing, and behind the figure is a base stand. Behind the base stand is empty, there's no catalog, which is very good. Now let's take a look at the back portion of the card itself. We have here a full artwork style of the Renegades Airtight, which is very nicely done. Here we have the rest of the wave itself. We have the Wave 4 Seymour quote and unquote sci-fi find from the 30th anniversary line. We have the Renegades Law and Order, Renegades Kurt Airtight Schner. We have the 30th anniversary Edwin quote and unquote Lifeline Steen. Then we have the 30th anniversary Zombie Viper, 30th anniversary of the Techno Viper, Renegades Storm Shadow, Renegades Cobra Trooper aka Cobra Security Trooper, and also Renegades Cobra Commander. Very nice. Now at the bottom section there is the file card. Now on one corner here we have the G.I. Joe logo. Top section there stating codename Kurt Airtight Schner, Hostile Environment Specialist. Name, well, of course, Kurt Schner. Here we got a nicer image of Airtight with a G.I. Joe logo stamp on the top. Now his grade is none because, well, based on the Renegades animation, he wasn't even a military personnel. He is actually a scientist. Very nicely done. At least they don't actually give him some random rank. At least they actually follow the Renegades animation, well, canon. Here we have birthplace New Haven, Connecticut. Primary weapon HECR, which is an acronym, stands for Hazardous Environment Containment Rifle. Combat gear: rifle hose, purification backpack, oxygen tank, hazmat helmet, oxygen hose, shotgun, containment unit. Now at the bottom is a smaller write-up stating Dr. Kurt Schner is a scientist working for Cobra Industries. Schner became a biochemist to fight diseases in developing countries, and he believed Cobra personnel when they assured him they would support his goal. But he discovers that Cobra has darker plans for his research, and that even his lab partner, Dr. Monev, which is in reverse, that spelled Venom. As you can see, the name there, M-O-N-E-V, is not who he pretends to be. Well, duh. Now, without further ado, let's open up this packaging so we can molest the figure. Be right back. And we're back after the figure and the rest of stuff out from the packaging. Now let's take a look at Airtight's accessories here, starting off with the base stand. Now we have here is a G.I. Joe base stand based on the 25th anniversary style. You got a nice G.I. Joe logo on the top with two pegs for the figure to stand on. Nameplate there stated as Airtight, and the back bottom section of the base stand itself stated at 2007 Hasbro made in China. Now Airtight comes with a considerable amount of accessories, and the good news is majority of them are all new molds. Only two items is basically the old stuff if you want to count the tubing and of course the shotgun. Now first things first, let's take a look at the containment rifle here. Totally a new mold made of a black plastic material color with no paint job at all. Now let's take a close look at the details. Now at the barrel here we have a vacuum barrel, very nice. Not too sure what the top section here is, most likely some sort of a scanner. You got a nice little handle here, got another handle at the back here. There's also a very tiny little trigger, if you can see the trigger there. Now on the side there's a nice little details as well. Back portion we have the stock and a peg to plug in the tubing that connects to the backpack. And here we have the tubing itself made of a black plastic material color, no paint job at all, that connects to the containment rifle on one end and the backpack on the other end. Then we have the old favorite. Now this shotgun here is nothing new. This is based on the 25th anniversary mold. The same old mold with no changes at all, and the entire rifle here, the entire shotgun here is basically not painted at all, just pure black plastic material color. Now what's worse about this rifle is because the handle is so short that airtight, the figure itself barely able to hold it properly. What's worse is that the small little trigger hole here, as you can see, is meant to fit in the trigger finger, but for the finger is a bit too thick, so it can't fit in, so you end up having the figure barely able to hold the handle, so it tends to be a bit loose, but with two hands it's still alright. Top section here we have the scope, back here we have the stock, and in the front we got the barrel. Now for the shotgun and the containment rifle, both weapons there, or both equipment there, airtight figure would have, well, he can still hold them, but it's a bit loose because the hands itself, the hand molds, is a bit too widen up, but you can easily fix those with a little bit of hot water trick. Next we have his hazmat helmet, made of a clear plastic material color, which is painted with dull green, as you can see there, black stripes all the way to the back. Now at the edges of the visor itself is painted in silver, and the face mask is painted in black. Again, when you place the helmet onto the figure itself, it's a bit too loose, but it still fits. Next we have what's mentioned at the back of the card itself as some sort of a purification or some sort of containment unit, but to me it looks like a radiation scanner because the handle is on the top and all the technical details is on the top as well, and you got the scanner from the front, very nicely done. At the bottom there's a bit of details as well. The entire thing is totally new mold, no paint job at all, made of a black plastic material color. So does the helmet as well. The helmet is totally a new mold. Next we have his oxygen tank backpack, made of a green plastic material color. As you can see now, there's a peg at the back. Now the oxygen tank has been painted in neon green instead. Now what's nice is that they actually added this label, this warning label for all oxygen tanks, which is very nicely done. And there's a small little fire logo there. There's a warning logo, very nicely done. The details is actually not bad. This entire oxygen tank's mold is totally new, but the details is not as, well, as detailed compared to the Techno Viper's backpack, because the meter here doesn't have a meter at all. But you got nice little details on the bottom here, a small little dial here, very nice. Then we have his some sort of a purification backpack. The entire backpack is not painted at all, made of a green plastic material color, and the mold is all new stuff. Very nicely done with the details there. Bottom section here is the peg to plug in the tubing that plugs in the other side of the end of the containment rifle. Very nice. And finally we have his vest, made of a green plastic material color, and the mold is all new stuff. The front here is all painted in black, and the meter here is painted in white at the background. The meter itself, the arrow meter itself, is painted in red. The dial is painted in dark grey or grey. The tubings is painted as well, very nice. There's a lot of nice details as well, wrinkles. Very nicely done with the details. Here on the side here, you got the peg to connect to this section here. And for the figure to, well, wear this is quite easy. Just pop off the head and slide it in. Again, a new mold for the vest itself, very nice. Now let's take a look at the figure's paint job. Now, majority of the figure's body is not painted at all, it's just pure plastic material color. The head itself, I'm gonna pop the head off, which is rather hard. It's made of a yellow plastic material color, so does the torso itself. So the head itself, then majority of the head is not painted at all, made of a yellow plastic material color, but the face itself is painted with flesh tone skin, eyebrows as well, and so does the pupil, which is painted in black. Very nicely done with the paint job there. Very nice. Torso is not painted at all, pure plastic color, pure yellow plastic material color. The waist area or the hip area here is also made of a yellow plastic material color, but the belt is painted in green. Upper bicep here and just below the elbow itself, from this section here, is made of a yellow plastic material color. At the wrist there, this section of the wrist is painted in green, while the hands is made of a, well, green plastic material color. The thighs and the kneecaps there are not painted at all, pure yellow plastic material color. Now, just below the knee, this entire section is painted in yellow. However, just at the boots there is made of a green plastic material color. And that's about it with the paint job. Very simplistic, very simple, but with all the equipment onto the figure, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now let's take a look at the figure's mold. Everything you see here on this figure is all new mold. Everything is new mold, which is very good. Plus the fact that very detailed stuff. As you can see, Airtight is a hostile environment specialist, so he has to wear this sort of a protection suit, a hazmat suit. So everything you see on the body looks like he's wearing a very baggy suit. There's a lot of wrinkles from top to bottom, and I'm not kidding, from top to bottom. From the head itself, the back portion, there's a lot of wrinkles. At the back, from the front as well, there's a lot of wrinkles there. Very nice on the arms. And you got the sealant here for the glove itself. You got the glove as well for the hands. Very nice. On the other side of the hand as well. On the other side of the hand is also, the finger is separated. The index finger is separated. Very nice. You got the thighs. Very nice with pockets and all wrinkles. You got the boots at the bottom. And at the bottom of the boots itself, you got the sole of the boots, very nicely done with the details. The face mold itself, it looks very nice, quite detailed, but not very, I would say, close resemblance to the Renegades Airtight version. But still, the figure looks absolutely gorgeous. Besides, you have the figure wear all the accessories anyway, and he will be wearing the helmet, so it makes no much of a difference. His face wouldn't be, well, noticeable anyway. But the mold itself is very well done. There's a nice little belt there. Very nice. Let's take a look at the figure's articulation. Now, due to the design of the neck joint itself and on the head itself, as you can see, it leaves very little room for the neck joint, so you cannot pivot the head up and down or side to side. You can turn 360 degrees, of course. Also here, can pivot downwards, back a little bit, side to side, and turn 360 degrees. Shoulder joints here can turn 360 degrees and lift the shoulders this high. Elbow joint here can bend this far, back, and turn 360 degrees. Now, the wrist joint actually has additional joint, so the wrist itself can actually swivel 360 degrees and pivot down and up. On the other side of the wrist, it can swivel 360 degrees and goes inward and outward. Hip joints here can move forward, back a little bit, to the sides. Double jointed knee that bends pretty far actually, despite that the figure seemed to look like it's a little bit bulky, but quite nicely done with the articulation. And then finally we have the ankle joint here that pivots downwards, upwards, and then 360 degrees. Quite impressive. So we have a figure here which is wearing a hazmat suit, all new mold, lots of wrinkles, looks kind of bulky, and no hindrance to his articulation. Even the knee joint bends pretty nice. Now, let's fully equip Airtight with all the accessories. First, I have to pop the head again, put the head on one side, and have him wear the vest. I'm sorry for the noise outside with the siren, the police siren, and yes, you can hear drums. It's because of Chinese New Year is 1 week away, so everyone is in a festive mood. I always hate that. People celebrating 1 week or 2 weeks in advance. Okay. Now let's place the helmet. As you can see, it's rather loose. Let's put him with this backpack. Have him equipped with the containment rifle. Oh, on the other side, my bad. As I mentioned before, it's a bit loose for his hand to grip it tightly. So we have the tubing here. As you can see, it just popped off. Place the tubing. Nice. And finally, we have him. Well, he is a hazmat. Well, I'm sorry, the hostile environment specialist, so he got a half his cannon going on. There you go. Very nice. Place him on the base stand. And there you have it. Airtight. With most of his accessories. The other one would be the gas tank, when you want him to equip the gas tank and the shotgun, but I prefer Airtight being like so. Looks very nice. Very nicely done. Oh, the tubing just popped. Now, the only problem I have with this figure is that his hand won't grip onto the handles properly because it's a bit loose, and so does the helmet itself. But otherwise, the figure looks awesome. Very detailed figure, all new stuff. Well, at least most of the accessories are new, but at least the mold itself is very well done. So if I'm gonna give a rating on this, I would say I'll give it a nice 9 out of 10. Yes, a 9 out of 10 for Airtight. And I thank you all for watching. This is Lucy05, and I'm signing off.